So in this anniversary year of Harlow, what can we learn from new towns? I suppose we can learn that houses and gardens still really matter.
How they were developed as a complete and how that might be taken forward into thinking about how new developments for the future could work, learning from the good and the bad from those things. I think particularly in Harlow and the incorporating the sculpture into the structure of the town, I think that's interesting to be putting the arts and that creativity on such a kind of a platform at the forefront of everything.
Actually, to reconsider, in my view, some of the social aspirations and the social purpose that underpin post-war plans, and hopefully, ultimately, to revive some of those ideas. So, ideas around community, around political engagement, around the universal access to leisure and the importance of work.
The heritage of new towns, one of the key things it can do is remind us about that hope, about that commitment.
A set of circumstances we had immediately after the war, so that people had just been through that nationally traumatic experience. And I don't know, perhaps we can relate to it a bit now with some of the events that have happened in London and in Manchester over the last few months. I mean, at a micro level, must be a bit like how people felt in the 1940s. And I guess I've just got so much respect for their optimism of trying to build a more positive future after that and looking forward. And I think it's that spirit of optimism I find really striking, and how that feeds through into the environment that then created.
But I also think there's some wonderful things that we can learn in terms of partnership, working with young artists, with emerging artists, with established artists, and strong partnerships are really key. That I think we can learn that from our public art heritage actually in Harlow.
You go to any of the new towns today and there's a really strong legacy of the community development objectives of the development corporations that may manifest itself in a variety of social groups or cultural clubs or just general social activity.
I think it's really important to engage the young generation of people in new towns, because the original residents are often very proud of their new towns. So they arrived here as pioneers, so they left their bombed out home in East London, they came here. But I think moving forward it's really important that people who've moved in much more recently, or perhaps second or third generation residents, that they can become more aware of their history and take pride in it. And I think there are lots of ways we heard about the conference today where there have been really interesting ways that people have engaged as new residents and help them celebrate some of their heritage.
I think this conference is bringing together things that are already happening, but there's a kind of a cluster effect, a critical mass of things occurring.
Yeah, anniversaries are opportunities to commemorate was the word which was used, but maybe to celebrate is a better word, to celebrate what there is and bring people together, because you have a ready-made vehicle, and a positive one, because anniversary means something had survived for a certain time, and is still there, and is a good opportunity to bring people together.